Pregame.com.
Sunday, Chicago Bears travel to play the Oakland Raiders. I'm Marco D'Angelo. I'm joined by Stephen Nover. Stephen, well, the story here in this game, obviously, Jay Cutler's out, probably lost for the season. Can the Bears go into Oakland and win this game?
It's their first California trip in 2 years. But to answer your question, Marco, yes. What we get with the Bears, and I like the Bears in this game, is let's say Cutler plays, probably looking at a pick-em, maybe Bears favored by a point. Now, with Cutler out, replaced by Caleb Haney making his first NFL start, lines Raiders 4.5. Key number there, and I certainly feel the Bears can hang in there with Haney. They've actually really found their groove. It's too bad with Cutler going out. In their last 6 games, the Bears have held their last 6 opponents to 24 points or less. In the span, they've scored 37, 30, 24, 39, and 31 points. And so they've really been rolling. They've balanced their offense with Forte running the ball very well, having a good year. Now I realize they lose Cutler's big arm. Haney does not nearly have that kind of arm strength, but he did a pretty good job. If you remember last year in the championship game, in the NFC championship game against Green Bay, the Packers had completely stymied Cutler, and Haney's the one that brought them back, almost pulled the game out. And, you know, he can run around there. And the Bears will play close to the vest. They're very experienced defensively. Their cover 2 defense can really frustrate the Raiders, who are still, although maybe the class of the AFC West this year, Oakland, greatly improved. I certainly give them props for that. They're still can't stop the run. They're still very penalty-oriented. They may be leading the NFL in penalties again, and so that hasn't changed. And they're going against a hot team, and emphasize the word team, because that's really what the Bears are.
Well, that's a great segue for me to jump in. Anybody that's been following me for any period of time knows that the first thing I'm going to say about this game is the injured player theory. And I am a big proponent of this. When a team loses their superstar or star player, that initial game after the injury, that's the game to take the injured team. And the reason for that is this. Vegas is almost always going to overcompensate for the line because they know which way the money's going to come. They know what the public's going to do. This line, the first number I saw was actually Chicago 1.5, and this is now Oakland 4.5. You're making Jay Cutler a 6-point move. He's not
too high.
He's not Peyton Manning. Okay, that is way over-adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other part of the injured player theory is the rest of the team knows they're without their star. So every other player on that team is going to up his game this week. They're going to play at 110% intensity level to compensate for that loss.
And word came out Sunday night, giving them the full week to prepare for this.
Absolutely. And the flip side, the Oakland Raiders, they mentally got to think, we just caught a break. We don't have to face Jay Cutler. So even though you're not going to totally take a team for granted, you can, in the back of your mind, it's human nature. You got to think we're better off facing the Bears without Cutler than the Bears with Cutler. Mm-hmm. Then I look at the Oakland Raiders. So I'm already on the Chicago side because of what I just said. I look at the Raiders and I say, you said they're the class of the AFC West. You may be right, but I'm looking at the AFC West. I don't like any of those teams in the AFC West. Seriously, I don't. They're not going to go to the playoffs running a gimmick offense. As soon as people figure it out and stop Tebow from running, they're dead. Kansas City, their season's over. They've got no quarterback, running back. They're done. Then you've got San Diego and Oakland. That's what's left. And San Diego is, if Norv Turner, there's no way that he survives this one this year. The axe has to fall. So it's Oakland by default.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're the class by default. But you look at last week's game. They won 27-21. Great. They went on the road and beat Minnesota. Let's go inside the numbers. They only won by 6 points. Minnesota threw an interception in the end zone. Minnesota lost their best offensive player they have, in Adrian Peterson, early in the game. Minnesota had 5 turnovers to 1 for Oakland, and the Raiders only won by 6 points. Everything I just said, Oakland should have won that game going away.
Yeah, well, I watched the game, Marco, and once the Vikings lost Peterson early, Ponder started pressing and really felt lost, threw some bad interceptions. And I mean, Oakland did what they had to do. It's never easy to win in Minnesota, but they went and they did the job. But they are by no means a great team, Oakland. Palmer's still learning that offense, and wouldn't be surprised if Charles Tillman got an interception or 2. He's having a great year for the Bears, and Chicago has 11 interceptions in their last 4 games. And they're opportunistic, the Bears. They're savvy. They're veterans. They don't beat themselves like Oakland can do. And I agree with you. It's too many points.
And the defense is going to put pressure on Carson Palmer. He, as you said, he's not totally comfortable with this offense yet. And if you have to accelerate his decisions, you come with pressure, he's going to make some mistakes. I agree with you. This is your pick. You like Chicago. I agree wholeheartedly with you. So you actually are getting both of us on this one. What's your projected score?
Call it Bears to win outright, 23-20.
I actually have on my sheet Bears outright, 2017. So we're in the same neighborhood, buddy. He's Stephen Nover. I'm Marco D'Angelo. There you have it for this week. Guys, go into the forums, talk about this game and any other game. And if you want to ask me any questions, on the injured player theory and that, and, more reasoning behind it, you got something for Steven. Again, check out Steven's Sunday Plays, 17 out of 18 winning seasons in the NFL. Guys, we're taping on Wednesday, so, if you're not watching this till Sunday, Thanksgiving's already passed. But I know from myself and my family and Steven, we'd like to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the games this weekend. We'll be back next week. Full slate. Me and you will be back normal time on Thursday next week.
Sounds good.
All right. There you have it. Thanks for watching, guys.